We're here. It says I'm live. I'm gonna trust it. Hello, beautiful people. Have you hugged yourself today? And even if you have, do it again because it feels good. I'm gonna hug myself. I'm gonna grab that shadow side. How are you? Please pop in the chat that you can see and hear me. I see some hearts floating up, so I know that that is a good sign. If you're not able to chat at me, I think you just have to be a subscriber. So this is a reminder for everyone. Please subscribe. Give me a little thumbs up and come comment, because once you're a subscriber, I think within a few minutes, it's going to allow you to chat with me. Hello. Excellent. Good to see you, beautiful people. Thank you for joining me. I'm Bonnie Gillespie. I am an Emmy-honored casting director. I am the author of Self-Management for Actors. I am also the creator of Chart Harmony. And today we are going to look at your big three in possibly a whole new way. The big three, popular in astrology, as a way of explaining your personality, who you are, why you are the way you are. It's pretty basic. The big three are the well-known sun, moon, rising combo. This is why astrologers need to know your birth time, your birthplace, because your rising is something that is dependent upon your birth time and your birthplace. And your rising is an important component of your big three. Don't worry if you don't know your birth time and birthplace, you could still figure out two out of your big three, because the day you were born, there's the sun in a certain sign and the moon in a certain sign. The moon could change signs on the day that you were born. So depending on if you know what time of day-ish you were born, that could be an issue. But we're gonna get into all of this and some ways to work around not knowing those things. But most importantly, I want to know, do you know your big three? Hello from Little Rock, says Lisa. So good to see you. Hello, Patricia. Hello, hello, hello. Jackie, so good to see you. Hello, Kristen. Glad to see you as well. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. If you're watching this in December of 2023, make sure you head over to bonniegillespie.com/webinar and sign up to join me for my year ahead event. I do this every year. It is awesome. It gets more and more popular every year. And it is this year called What's Up with 2024. We're going to do the woo weather for the year ahead. And we're actually going to take a look at a little into 2025 and 2026, because there is some woo weather coming up in the next 3 years that is so significant. We need to actually start talking about it now. I mean, like, for real. So I'm very excited. I'm preparing for that. If you're watching this after the webinar has happened, go to bonniegillespie.com/start, and you'll find links to all sorts of things that you can do in our world and my events, or on bonniegillespie.com/events, and so on and so on, because the replay will be available of the webinar I am doing on December 16th. And that will be over at our Teachable space. But you'll be able to link to everything from bonniegillespie.com/start. So I definitely want to make sure you can get a hold of your year ahead. So let's see. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Deb Marie. Do you know your big three? Sun, moon, rising. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put these three in your life car. Now, the life car concept is one that, when I've shared it with people who've struggled with something about themselves that they just can't fix, and I'm being completely disrespectful when I use the air quotes, because there's nothing to fix. You are who you are. There is only learning more about who you are and understanding why you are the way you are, and being accepting of who you are and how you are and why you are. Nothing to fix. There's nothing to fix, despite what media would tell you, despite what all the advertisers would tell you, despite what the system might want to tell you. There's nothing to fix. But it is really cool to get to understand the way your big three work together to dictate who you are, to really explain who you are and how you do your you. Let's see. Jackie says, no, not Mars, not Jupiter, not Venus. We're talking sun, moon, rising. So Lisa's got it. Leo sun, Leo moon, Libra rising. perfect. The big three: sun, moon, rising. And so for Jackie and anyone else who's struggling, it's going to be the sign the sun was in when you were born. So sign, looking for a sign, not planets. The sun was in a certain sign when you were born. So were you born an Aquarius? Were you born, like Lisa, a Leo? Were you born a Taurus? I don't know why I picked another fixed sign. Aquarius. Did I pick all fixed signs except for no? So I got to say Scorpio. Were you born a Scorpio? Were you born a fixed sign? That's your sun. And then what is your rising? Your rising is based on the time you were born and the place you were born, and then the moon. So probably sun, moon, rising, I think is the order most people do it in. You want to know where these things were at the time you were born. Your rising is not actually a place. So like the sun is the sun. What sign is the sun in during certain times of the year? We've got about a month in each sign. As I'm having this conversation with you right now, it is Sagittarius season. It is definitely Sagittarius season. You can feel the energy of Sagittarius right now, because that's what the sun is in. And technically what it means is that the earth is over in Gemini. And so the sun appears like it's in Sagittarius, but go with me on this. So when the moon moves every couple days, that changes signs obviously much more rapidly. So the sun every 30 days ish, 28 days ish, somewhere in there, changes. It's different every year for some signs. So it varies because it is a mathematical calculation rather than an actual date using the calendar that we agree to believe here on Earth for whatever reason. And not all people on Earth agree with this one calendar. Totally fine. But for this sake, for this conversation, the sun is, of course, the sign the sun is in every 28 to 30 days. That changes. Then we have the moon, which every 28 and a half days goes through all 12 signs. So you can be in a different moon sign than someone just hours later in the day or a couple days away because of how quickly the moon changes signs. And you can experience the moon being in all the different signs all month, every month, which is great because if you're wanting to get to know the signs, you can really have that experience of what does a Libra moon feel like? Well, we're in a Libra moon right now, and a Libra moon feels like it is chattier. It is more charming. It is more people-pleasy. It's more beautifying. It's got values that go with that Libra sign and that want for everyone to be having a good time, for everyone to be taken care of, for everyone to be treated fairly. That's why Libra is such a people pleaser, is because we want to make sure everybody is being treated fairly. So we got to make sure everybody's taken care of. And that balance that is with Libra is where the moon is right now, because it's an air sign, way chattier than perhaps the sign before or after. It depends. Some signs make a really nice gradual shift into the next sign. Others are really abrupt. Like when we go from one sign to the next, it's like, wow, that is such a jolt. We'll talk about some of that as well. Your rising is calculated based on where and when you were born and what was at the horizon. What was the horizon point at the moment of your birth? What would the sun crossing the horizon would be where that is going to change, obviously, based on the time of day and the place that you were born. That's why we need to have that exact information in order to know your rising. But your rising's not like the sun or the moon that we can like look and see them. You can't go to the rising. You actually can't physically see it somewhere. It is calculated by math. No, there's not math involved for you. All right. I see more people coming in with sun, moon, rising. Virgo sun, Gemini moon, Gemini rising for Petite. Good to see you. Taurus sun, Aries moon, Leo rising. Hello, Amber. Good to see you as always. Happy to be here. After learning so much more about my chart. Yay. That makes me so happy. Capricorn rising, Libra sun, Sagittarius moon. Very good, Jackie. And yes, thank you. Aries rising, sun, Sagittarius. So happy birthday season, Jackie, and moon in Libra. So happy lunar return right now. Me too. I have moon in Libra. Regina, Capricorn sun, Aquarius moon, Capricorn rising. Amber, Capricorn sun. Okay, we got some Capricorn sun birthday people coming up here just in a couple of weeks. Gemini moon, Virgo rising. Woo! Yes, look at you. Capricorn sun, Kathy, Taurus moon, Aries rising. Okay, apparently somebody alerted the Capricorns we were having this party. I love it. I love it. Yeah, Libra is actually a really great hostess, Lisa, because Libra is also ruled by Venus, and Venus throws a really great party because we want it to be absolutely beautiful for everyone. So let's get into this life car concept. This is a game changer, especially if you've never felt like your sun. Is that true for you? The sun sometimes doesn't feel like us. Like, I'm a Cancer sun, and I don't really identify with Cancer all that much. The older I get, the more I do. But especially when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, when I was, first learning astrology, I was like, I don't feel like a Cancer. I'm not a mothering type. I don't kitchen. I burn water. I am so not a nurturer. I don't like stitch pillows for people. I'm not that kind of person. I don't see it. The older I get, the more I see it. That's actually part of how it works. But I never identified with my sun as much as I identify with my moon and my rising. Now, my moon and rising are in the same sign. So to be fair, 2 out of the big 3 being the same, you're going to identify with that more than just the one, because all 3 of these are players in who you are. But even if I had a different moon from rising, here's the way it shakes out in terms of the influence of these characters. We're going to go on a road trip, and we're going to take your life car. Your life car is driven by your rising. So I want you to visualize this life car and pick whatever cute little car you want, or cute big car that you want, whatever dream car you've got. Well, maybe you will know what car you have after you see the way we arrange these folks in your life car, because maybe your life car makes sense in terms of brand, in terms of what type of car it is, what make and model and year it is, based on what's in it. Okay, pay attention to the elements of your signs if you know them when we're putting them in the life car together. So the driver of your life car is your rising. Your rising sign is behind the wheel. Your rising signs, why astrologers put so much emphasis on needing to know your birth time, your birthplace, because that rising is important. That rising is at the steering wheel. They are behind the wheel in this life car, choosing, are we turning there? Are we hitting the brakes? Are we gunning it? Are we going fast, fast, fast? Are we kind of creeping around slowly? Are we driving a stick shift, but we don't know how? So we're staying in first gear the whole time, even when we're going higher speeds, and it's just making this really loud sound all the time. Like, what is your driver's temperament? What is the rising sign feeling like as the driver of your life car? Because this energy, and especially the planet that rules that rising sign, that energy is going to be what gets you going, what gets you on the road, what actually is in charge of how fast you go and how meandering you might be. Like, you may feel, Capricorn sun, like everything should be very direct. Everything should just be from here up. It's achieve, achieve, achieve. But maybe you have a driver, a rising sign that likes to meander. Maybe you have a rising sign of a Gemini. And so you've got a driver of your life car that's like, oh, but what's over there? Oh, but I want to go that way. I'm mutable. I like to go to different places and be changed by the experiences. And I'm curious. I want to go to all these different places, and I can because I'm the driver of this life car. Meanwhile, there's a Capricorn sun going, we have goals. We have achievement that we want to make happen. Why is this so frustrating? Maybe it's because you need to get to know your driver of your life car a little bit more. So I've already kind of hinted to it. Your sun sign is riding shotgun. Your sun sign, we need a better word for shotgun. Your sun sign is in the front passenger seat. Your sun sign is the navigator. Your sun sign is there with the GPS, the Thomas Brothers guide, the fold out map, the phone with the directions, turn here, turn here, turn here, or depending on the sign, maybe a gum wrapper with a couple of notes of street names. What your sun has the map for where we're going. So again, it's your life car And so when I said I feel more into my Cancer sun the older I get, it's because the Cancer sun is my navigator. Meanwhile, my Libra rising is my driver. So I've always felt driven by this Libra rising, but I have this Cancer sun who's giving directions. Let me check the chat and see if this is resonating, because we're 2/3 of the way through filling our life car. All right, let's see. Getting ready for my solar return this month. Ooh, love solar returns. Look at all you Capricorns. Love chocolate too much to not be a Taurus sun. Kristen, I love it. EJ, Taurus sun, Virgo rising, Pisces moon. Beautiful. Siri in our car, says Kathy. Rand McNally, says EJ. Siri with British accent. I love it. I love it. Yeah. How does your navigator, your sun, navigate? Do they have a plan and they stick to it? This is where we're going. We committed to this plan, and we printed out. Okay, I'm going to take you back to when the internet started in my life. We're going to print out the MapQuest. We're going to go to MapQuest. We're going to get our directions to where we're going. We're going to print that out, and that's where we're going. Don't judge. Printing out MapQuest directions was a time. That was a time. So does your navigator, your sun, get very stuck in, this is the plan, these are the directions, this is the way we should be going? And do you have a driver that is perhaps a little more curious and spontaneous? Or let's flip that. Do you have a navigator that says, take the scenic route? We just want it to feel good. We just want to explore. Life should be an adventure. Do you have, for my Sagittarius sons, do you have a navigator that is all about exploration and growth? And they're more interested in take the path that equals growing, rather than there is some destination that we're trying to get to. There's no finishing this. We are mutable and we are just touring around. Meanwhile, maybe you have a rising sign that is very driven and says, no, we need to be getting somewhere. And they're waiting for the navigator, the sun, to give proper directions. And the rising is frustrated as the driver of the life car because the navigator doesn't have specific directions for them. Red Fraggle in Waze GPS. Oh, wow. This is interesting. Gemini driver, Virgo navigator. How do they communicate? How do they do? You got the Gemini driver that is constantly looking at what else is there. Oh, do I want to take that route? Oh, that looks interesting. Oh, I'm curious they renamed this street. I got to go see what's different. Like there's just this curiosity that drives Gemini. And then you've got this navigator of Virgo. And so your Virgo sun is there with a meticulously detailed map, notes turn by turn. Here's where we're going. They're both mutable. They're both ruled by Mercury. So this is going to be a chatty ass car, right? You've got this driver that is ruled by Mercury, Gemini. You've got this navigator, sun, Virgo, that is ruled by Mercury also. And the two of these are probably chatting it up all the time, but Gemini is chatty in the conversational way and I could talk to myself for hours kind of way. Whereas Virgo is going, here's the list, here are the items, this is what needs to happen next. How does that relationship feel? Okay, excellent. Good. Okay, great. Okay, this is landing. Perfect. So now we're going to get to our backseat driver. If you've ever been on a road trip, and I know you have, there's someone in the back seat that could potentially be kicking the back of the front seats going, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Could also be curled up taking a nap. Could be listening to a podcast or books on tape or a righteous playlist for the road trip. Could be singing out loud, could be looking at every single license plate as they're on the road and saying out loud, I wonder where they're going, reading off all the signs and all the various billboards that are being passed along on the road trip. Could be eating snacks. Your backseat driver is your moon. So we've got the big three. Driver is your rising. Navigator, sitting in the front passenger seat, riding shotgun, that is your sun. And your backseat driver is the moon. The backseat driver's job is to make sure everyone's needs are met. The backseat driver, aka your moon, is in charge of making sure everyone feels safe. Are our needs met? Are we feeling okay? Do we need a rest stop? Do we need snacks? Do we need to hit another vending machine? Did we not pack enough for this road trip? Did we spill soda everywhere and we have to pull over and clean this mess up? Do we have playlists? Do we have treats? Do we have lots of pillows? Depends on your moon sign. Did we get in this car and not bring a damn thing and have to pee at the start of the road trip? What is your moon sign? And is your moon sign, that backseat driver, wishing they were in the front seat? Are they like, I have opinions on how this should be going. You need to be doing this. You need to be doing that, when they really have no authority to affect much change up in the front of the car? How's your backseat driver? Libra driver, Leo navigator, and Leo in back. Lots of Leo in this car. Lisa, you've got a Libra driver wanting to make sure that everyone is treated fairly and that everything is in balance and that everything looks good. Like, Libra is a people pleaser. Libra wants to make sure everybody is feeling treated fairly and everybody's getting along. They're the peacemaker. They want everything to look good. Like, are we good? Cool. So Libra is like, let's have a beautiful trip. Leo navigator is saying, make sure you drive this car by as many people as possible, so as many people as possible can see the spotlight shining on me because, oh my God, look at this good hair. You have this Leo rules the hair. And so that's why I said all that, because of course there's going to be this mane of beauty that Leo is like, come on, bring me the attention, bring that spotlight on me. Let's go. Let's take the parade route that this is. Let's make sure we are being seen. And Leo wants to have fun. Leo's a kid. Leo's Tigger. Leo loves to just be gregarious and having a good time. So that Leo in the back seat, Leo moon, is making sure everyone's needs are met by making sure everyone is seeing us. There's a lot of attention on this car. We are on the parade route being seen. Did you see? Look at this Leo sun, the moon says, even though they're both Leo. The moon is making sure that we see this Leo sun. Did you see this good hair? Did you see this spotlight trained on this car? So what kind of car is this? And what's happening in this car? I would bet we're singing show tunes and everybody's singing along because Libra is going to do what everybody else in the car is doing. So how is this car? What is this car? How fast does this car go? Because Libra, being a cardinal sign, would probably be pretty direct. Like, okay, let's go ahead and get on the path and move forward. I'm a leader, and that's what cardinal signs do. We lead, we get out there and make things happen. But we have a fixed fire sign in both the navigator seat and back seat. Fixed. Why do we need to move anywhere? Why don't we just park this car out on Main Street and get everybody to come by and ask for my autograph here? Fire, though, says, let's create magic. Again, you could do that standing still. I don't know. How fast does your car go, Lisa? I started to call you Libra. Libra rising Lisa. How fast does your car go? Do you get on a direct route and make it happen because of that Libra rising? Or do you find yourself sitting in park because it's fine here? It feels good here. And Leo likes that. Leo can put on a show from here. What's it feel like? Is it fiery? Does that fire and that air, Libra's an air sign, and then you've got the fire of Leo, double Leo, does that create a combustible situation in the car? What are the moods like? What's the temperament like? What's the road trip like? Not at the beginning, but like seriously, 6.5 hours in, 10 hours in. Like, what's the road trip like then? How's our patience in this life car? Okay, let's see. Deb Marie says 17 states, 17 days, 3,700 miles, 2 kids under 7, 1 adult. What is your life car made up of, Deb Marie? Petite says Gemini backseat driver. So much talking, all caps, exclamation point. Yep. Never shuts up. Never shuts up. Gemini doesn't need anybody else, by the way. Gemini can just talk to talk. So don't feel like you have to stay engaged because it's impossible. You can't keep up with a Gemini. You can't keep up. There's just so much. So because they're processing everything that's in their brain, and there's a lot. There's more than even what we know. Amber says Gemini moon talks nonstop to the Virgo rising, and they are both getting on that Capricorn sun's nerves a lot. Yes. Backseat is the baby sibling. Amber, yes. Does this give you like I totally get my personality kind of moment? Do you get a sense of that's why that okay, got it. That's why I'm like that. That's why that happens. That's what gets me in that little cul-de-sac. Let me hear from you. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Yes, some Leos are a little more into the stuckness and not so much into the look at me. And Leo will always grab all the attention. So for Leos who don't like the attention, it's really challenging because you have to reconcile the fact that you, by choosing not to step into the spotlight, which is Leo's job, are getting the spotlight put on you for things that you don't want. Because you're like, just stop looking at me. Just stop putting the attention on me. And then you draw attention by being that person. It's like, if you don't want the attention on you, then stop bringing the attention on you. But it's Leo. You can't stop. You can't stop. Yep. That is definitely one of the things to reconcile for there. I have I'm not even going to identify who. I'm going to just say there's a person in my world. Let's leave it at that. There's a person in my world who insists he's a Virgo. He's a Leo. He's a Leo. He's a Leo sun. Like it's math. It's math. It is the place the sun was in by degree, minutes, and seconds at the moment of your birth and the place of your birth. He is a Leo, but he wants to be a Virgo because he just does not like the Leo personality. And he gets so much attention for not wanting to be a Leo. And I'm like, just like a Leo. And I'm not saying he doesn't have Virgoan qualities. He does. I think his Mercury is in Virgo and his Venus is in Virgo. So he has a ton of Virgo qualities, but those are not in the life car. Anyway, something to think about. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, active progress versus sit back and bring it to me. So Lisa, let's talk about this some more. Sit back and bring it to me while Leo is fine with that. Is not how Libra behaves. Libra, being a cardinal sign, goes out and gets. But Libra is ruled by Venus. And what does Venus have in common with that very Leo mindset of, I'll just sit here and you bring it to me? Oh, that's very Venus, isn't it? Yes. That is very, very, very Venus. So it works. It works. Deb Marie's got audiobooks, soft toys, throw up cups. I do not need more information on that. That is a term that is new to me. The Leo stuff you just said makes so much sense, says Kristen. Yeah, I remember, Kristen, at the beginning of our relationship, I remember that Leo being challenging for you. And I'm like, look at your studio. Look at your artwork all around you. Like as soon as you're on camera in a Zoom, your entire studio, everything that's visible is your artwork. It is on display. And there are artists who don't do that, but a Leo does. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Brandon. Glad you could join us. Amber says, yes, the house placements explain a lot too. Yes, for sure. But yes, I'm a verbal processor, can do it alone, but had to learn earthy shells around Aries center. Yeah. And so also if we want to think about the I don't want to say masculine and feminine qualities because that's not, it's labels that were created at a time when that's the way things were labeled. I like to look at the signs as active and receptive, or assertive and receptive, rather than masculine and feminine. And so our earth and our water signs are receptive. Earth signs and water signs don't get out there and do as much doing, not because they don't want to do doings. I mean, see Capricorn, for example, that's an earth sign, but because they are receptive to what comes. Capricorn, of course, is receptive to what comes as a result of all that cardinal sign work. So there's that. But to get that earth plus air put together, you've got that very assertive, active air energy. It's go do, go do, go do. And then you've got that earthy energy of I'll receive. Getting those to play nice together is part of the journey. That's part of the life car exploration, right? EJ says Pisces in the back is daydreaming. Yes, trying to make sure my earth is up to date with all the feels and can cry. That's great. That's great. I love it. Yes. Kristen says Leo driver, throwing in the spotlight, good and bad. Taurus sun just wants to be comfortable. Yes, absolutely. Taurus sun wants to be comfortable in that navigator seat. And Aries moon, Kristen, Aries moon in the back, getting into trouble in the back seat unless all that energy is focused on positive creativity. So let's talk about this. Kristen, what do you do with that Aries moon? What's the fidget spinner for an Aries moon? What's the activity, or what's the thing? What's the conversation? What's the work that you can give to that Aries moon so that Taurus can remain comfortable and Leo can stay on the parade route? Leo driver, rising. Taurus sun, navigator, needs to feel comfortable. And then that backseat driver, Aries moon, what do we do? But here's the thing. Let's go to qualities, modalities for a second. We've touched on this a little bit when I keep calling Libra a cardinal sign, for example. You've got, this is Kristen, a Leo rising driver. You've got a Taurus sun navigator, fixed. This car would stay in park if not for that Aries backseat driver, because Aries is cardinal. So that Aries cardinal sign in the back is saying, let's get on the road. Let's get going. Come on, do something. Because Leo and Taurus would just hang out, just sit there. Because they're fixed. They uphold what is. And it is the cardinal sign in that back seat that is responsible for getting things going, getting on the road, getting those two up front to say, fine, let's get this show on the road. Let's get this car moving. So it's a good thing to have that Aries moon and be very grateful for that energy, because it probably keeps you from staying in park all the time. Libra rising here, Taurus sun, Brandon. And Leo moon. Okay, great. Libra rising. So another Libra driver. So that's, let's make sure we take the scenic route. Let's make it look good. Is everyone feeling okay with, do I have the air on at the right balance? Do you need, obviously, if I'm designing the car for a Libra driver, so for a Libra rising, that car is going to have, everyone's got their own climate control. So I drive a 1990 Mazda Miata. Yes, original owner. No, she's not for sale. So there's no bells and whistles. This is still roll down your window this way. There's no cruise control. I mean, this is put the top down by unlatching it and pushing it back. Okay. All right. So, but when we rent cars, when we're going on little trips here in town or within a state or two, we'll get a rental car. And apparently some of these fancy rental cars, and fancy just means, cars created after the late 80s, because my car was built in the late 80s. They have climate controlled seats. You can control your weather where you sit. That would make a Libra driver very happy, because then Libra doesn't have to constantly be futzing with all the controls to make sure that everybody is taken care of with all their different needs. That would be amazing. Okay. But so back to Brandon. Where'd we go? We've got Brandon with the Libra rising And then the Taurus sun, we've been talking about Taurus sun, that Taurus navigator has the map, but is okay just sitting still. Like, as long as they're comfortable. It can almost take agitation to get that Taurus sun to want to move. And so, yeah, they could feel like we need to uphold this agreement that we made to get somewhere. But if we're too comfortable in the car without any kind of like agitation, they could very much just sit there, and Libra's going to be a people pleaser and say, okay, we'll just sit here because that's what Taurus navigator wants. But meanwhile, you have that Leo moon. And Leo moon is saying, well, we can't sit here because no one can see me if we just sit here. Even though Leo is fixed, Leo wants to be fixed in a place where there is a lot of attention. And so Leo in the backseat is going to be constantly pulling the attention in that car. What kind of vibe is that car? What kind of vibe is that car? Yes, yes, yes. Pisces, a little daydreamer. Love it. Yes, absolutely. Mushies, Sagittarius sun, Cancer rising, Leo moon. I need to fire my navigator. Took me 25 minutes to figure out I had to subscribe to join the chat. Mushy, it's okay, darling. That's all right. So Sagittarius sun is your navigator, definitely looking for what's the next adventure. How can I expand? How can I grow? How can I learn? Let's explore. And then you've got that Cancer rising. That's your driver. That Cancer rising is a nervous driver. Have you ever ridden in the car with someone who's a driver that is very nervous? They may even, oh my God, like grandparents who put like one foot on the gas and one foot on the brakes. Have you ever driven with people that do that? And you're like, oh my God. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. A Cancer driver can be very nervous. Even though Cancer is a cardinal sign and therefore a leader, they lead from a place of I have to protect my babies. I'm a nurturer and I've got to protect all these cajillion children that I have, because Cancer believes everything that exists is their children, not that they have children. That's something that took me a long time to figure out, that of course I'm incredibly nurturing if I see the world as my children, because I'm childless by choice and knew that was going to be my journey from forever. I knew not going to be a mom. And so I'm like, oh, but I'm mother to a generation of actors. I'm okay. Got it. Okay. Got it. That Cancer rising driver of your life car can be incredibly nervous, incredibly twitchy about, is it safe? Do I want, because they are feeling everybody else's energy. Cancer feels everything. And so they're constantly feeling not just the energy of the life car, but they're actually feeling the energy of all the other cars on all the roads. And so there's this tentativeness that eventually it'll get on the road and get things done. But at first there's this nervous energy for that Cancer rising car. So your Sagittarius sun as navigator is saying, let's go over there. Let's check out over there. Let's like adventure, bigger. And if we think about that, a Cancer rising would really like that Sagittarius sun to settle down. That relationship is one that can be really challenging because you're never really feeling safe to do all the big things that Sagittarius wants to do. And in the backseat of your car, mushies, we have another Leo moon backseat driver saying, we need to get this car on the parade route so I can be seen. Hello, who's singing show tunes with me? Come on, let's do this. So that's very fiery car for that little Cancer rising. So for me, let's look at some chart harmony with this. I would look at how can I do things to help my life car feel more in balance. This is for everybody. How do I help my life car feel more in balance? What is the chart harmony that I need to do? What element is out of balance here? Because we have 4 elements. There's fire, there's earth, there's air, and there's water. Those are the 4 elements. So no matter what, your life car is lacking one element minimum because there's only 3 occupants in your life car. It's funny, if you've got like Gemini and Pisces and another Gemini, you technically have 6 in your life car because every one of those is a double, but not the point. Because you only have 3 signs in your life car, and especially if one of those signs is doubled up. Like for me, like I have the same driver and backseat driver, and then the one navigator. I actually only have 2 elements in my life car and only one quality, one modality. They're all cardinal. They're all leaders, and they can't all be leaders, but they are. So that is a very opinionated car. But let's look at the elements. I don't have fire in my life car, and I don't have earth in my life car. And sure enough, fire and earth are the types of clients I attract. I spend more time with fire and earth clients than anything else. And I find that fascinating because I keep attracting the energies that I don't have in my life car so that they help me express that more balanced energy. So, what types of things could you do going back to Mushy and the Cancer rising? What could we do for that Cancer rising, that driver of your life car that has some of that nervous energy of like, I want to make sure everybody's safe, and are we even safe in this car? Like, what kind of car does this need to be to help Cancer feel safe? What kinds of things could you be doing to help your Cancer driver feel like it's safe to be on the road? Safety through therapy, journaling, getting in a float tank now and then, eating home cooking, comfort foods. That's good. Reading books, taking naps, getting massages. So Jackie says, I've got my Libra moon in the back seat, and my Sagittarius is riding shotgun, navigating, and Aries, the puppy dog, is my rising. That's right. So you've got that very impulse driven driver. That Aries rising is right, fire and cardinal. So they're going to be leading and moving fast and making decisions before even checking, is this a good idea? Because Aries will figure out later if it was a good idea. They just want to move. They want to take action. They want to make things happen. They want to get going. And so then with that Sagittarius navigator, also fire and also wanting to explore, wanting to learn, wanting to grow, you've got the 2 of those with all that fired up energy. And in the back seat, you've got that Libra going, oh gosh, this is a lot of energy. This is a lot of fire. This is a lot of stopping and starting. And Libra wants it to just all be balanced and looking good. So that Libra moon, not rising, that Libra moon in the back seat, Jackie, could actually be having some nervousness about this doesn't look good. All the stopping and starting doesn't look good. All right. Amber says, my Gemini moon wants to stay and chat, but Virgo and Capricorn are telling me to get back to work. Gonna scoot. Thanks for the stream. Bye, Amber. Yes, we are actually almost done. I wanted to try and keep this one a little on the shorter side. And, we've been doing a lot of like within the chat, helping with different combinations. Obviously, as you are watching this, I can't have possibly covered everybody's potential big 3 in the life car, but I hope you'll join us over in our Discord. We have the Chart Harmony Discord. We would love to have you join us there. I'll make sure to put in the description the link to our Discord so you can join us. Remember to sign up at bonniegillespie.com/webinar for my upcoming webinar. And if when you go to that page, there is no upcoming webinar, head over to bonniegillespie.com/events to see when my next webinar may be taking place. And of course, if you want to join us for doing kind of woo stuff all the time, I've got my Live Your Chart membership. I've got one-on-ones that I can do with you. Let me know what feels good to you. I'm so glad. Good. I'm glad. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. This replay will be available, and I'm so glad that it resonates with you, Jackie. That's my Cancer midheaven. I know that's a sermon for another live. Yeah, Brandon. Yeah, my Cancer midheaven too. Yep. Okay. Is water sign the only sign that deals with us being way too emotional? No. Fire signs are incredibly emotional. Yeah. I would say probably water and then fire are the ones that are going to bring most emotion to the surface the fastest. Air is going to be the one that's least likely to bother with emotions. Air signs can disconnect from emotions easily and think that they're just kind of extra. And Earth will feel the emotions, but it'll take a it'll take a while for anybody else to see them. So yeah, it's more the fire and water are the two. And so I would say, Jackie, for you, that's your whole car. Your whole life car is all the emotions, all the emotions. Yep. 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 I mean, now you've got that air moon, so you can disconnect because of that air moon in the back seat. Yes, but you've got that really dominant fire energy in the back, in the front two seats. Yes, yes, yes. There we go. Excellent, Brandon. Also, to answer your question, my life card definitely needs art, luxury, comfort, soothing energy, and some pizzazz. Nice. Nice. One of the things you can do is start to imagine, like, what is my life car? What kind of car is it? What color is it? What's the playlist? Or is it silent in here? Like, what does this ride of my life feel like? What is it like to be on this road trip? And if we have relationship management that needs to happen in this life car, let's do that. That's why I had you taking a look at what element or elements are missing. What element is missing? What elements are missing in your life car? Because just doing things that help those things get in balance can be very helpful. So to get fire, if you need fire, you go do something you're passionate about. That will help light up your fire. If you need earth, then you want to get out into the world and, like, seriously put your feet in the grass, like touch ground, like for real. That is the medicine for earth. It's so simple, but it's for real. If it is air that's missing and nobody wants to talk about anything ever, yeah, air signs do really well with talking and communicating. And so if you need to bring air to your life car, commit to getting together with people and having conversations, even if it's hard. Like, it just gets easier the more you practice it. So don't look at it as I suck at conversations. Instead, say, I'm not very practiced at conversations, and start practicing. And finally, if you have no water in your car and you find it's tough to tap into those emotions, then you want to do things that really heal that inner child. You want to do things that are comforting to that sweet, tender part of yourself that is underrepresented. Just start by you can actually take a look at, I have a whole series on the BonnieGillespie.com on my website. I have a whole series on chart harmony for the different signs, for the different ruling planets, for the signs the moon goes through every month. There's so much up there that can support you for whatever it is that's lacking. But just doing relationship management for your life car is going to feel awesome. It is going to be so helpful if you can get your life car feeling like it's getting along on this road trip, because they're in the car together, like it or not. They are on this road trip of your whole life, your whole life. And let's go ahead and get that road trip feeling good. Let's go ahead and get everybody enjoying the journey, because that's really what it's about. You're absolutely welcome. It's so, so, so my pleasure. Thank you for joining me. It's a Jeep Wrangler. Yes. Open top, jamming tunes. Yes. But EJ, that's perfect. Missing air in the life car. So you get a Jeep Wrangler with an open top, so that air flows through even without a representative from air signs being in the car. The car itself can be air. I love it. It's perfect. You're missing air and earth. So Mushy, that's great. You could do the same sort of thing. It's like being out in the world, like actually going and touching grass is going to get you feeling like you are in earth, and then have a conversation. Like, go for a walk with someone, and as you're walking, you're out on the earth, feeling earth, having a conversation, air. Perfect. That's so on point, because I have a grand water trine. Awesome, Brandon. Perfect. Perfect. And yay for you. You are constantly intuitive and brilliant with everything that's going on with everyone. That's a lot to carry. That's a lot to carry. Yes. Still missing fire. EJ, still missing fire. So make sure that you are going places you're passionate about. How's that for bringing the fire? Go places you are passionate about. That's how we take care of the fire. Do what lights you up. Like it's literally right there. What lights me up? That's fire. I love it. Being by the beach is a remedy. Brandon, same. I have always known, I grew up in Atlanta and I always knew I would live near water. Like that, just Atlanta was too far from water for me. And also too close to people I'm related to. Sorry, any of you that are watching, not sorry. I knew I needed to get out to LA, and we're here in unceded Tongva, known by settlers as Santa Monica, and absolutely love it. Like just hearing seagulls that I can hear right now because of how close we are to the water. I'm like, I need it. I need it. Love the water. Grew up in Florida. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Beautiful people. Give yourself another hug. This was fun. We kept it under an hour. I'm very proud. Hope you'll join me for the webinar on December 16th. If you are watching after December 16th, go watch my replay. And head over to bonniegillespie.teachable.com/courses for my ever-growing library of free and some not free resources for you. But there's a lot there that's free, so you could poke around a long time before you bump into something that says, you could also pay to join us. And I mean, I'm always going to put tons of resources out there for free, but please, if you feel so inspired that you would like to join us for some of the members only goodies that we do, where we get you even more in the hot seat and take apart all the parts of your chart together, you are more than welcome. We would love to have you. Hope you'll join us. All right. Thank you very much. Love to y'all as well. I appreciate it. Make sure you tell a friend. I was going to say rate, review, subscribe. I always want to say that because that's from podcasts a bajillion years ago. I'm so glad I'm not podcasting anymore. But do subscribe and give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. There is the equivalent. All right, beautiful people. Mwah. Be well. Enjoy your road trip. Yeah. Bye.